Previously, in the GodBreaking, our group of adventurers sat atop Mount Dracaris, the fabled dragon summit, waiting for the results of the call to manifest themselves. And there, with Antares Saber and Shaylin, the dragon monarch herself, in human form, you guys just kind of sat it around for days. And over the course of the next several days, different draconic type creatures began to arrive, from the smallest little lizard and insect to larger beasts, and you noticed eventually the arrival of dragon kin, so like dragonborn humanoids. The first dragons that manifested themselves, other than Shaylin, were the mated pair of fire dragons, Zerebor and Mirex, and you guys talked to them for a while. And then eventually came Praktinic, dragon of the wind, and Krigajard, dragon of earth and stone, Teofensia, dragon of water, and then finally Nebularos, dragon of the void. In discussing and talking with them, you learned a few things, or you accomplished a few things. First, Elwyn managed to convince Shaylin to give him her blessing, and in doing so, unlocked the second tier of his legacy weapon. You guys discovered that the Earth Dragon, Krigajard, has an intense distrust and dislike of you all. He knows, he can tell through some extraordinary senses, supernatural senses, that you are responsible for the death of his son. So his dislike and distrust of you is immediate, and Praktinic kind of goes along with that sentiment, trusting his colleague. And finally, so once all the dragons were gathered, they began the council meeting. And Antares Saber, having been the one who summoned them, presented his first request. His request was for the dragons to greatly aid him in his assaults on the demons and destroy the leyline portal in the deep in the forests of Rapnesh. The dragons responded that they were unable to do so because they sensed that the dragon goddess herself, Tiamat, was present there and was protecting the portal, and that they are bound, they're in servitude towards her. They cannot go counter to their nature. You guys asked if there was any way to, or Antares, I think, asked if there's any way to overcome or break that bond, and they mentioned that the one who knew about that, or who would have any kind of inclination to that, has been long since gone. The 8th of the 7. And then, so Antares kind of stepped aside, and you guys came forward and asked for some help. Because of Krigajard's distrust of you, the Dragon Council was not able to come to a unanimous decision, and they said that they are unable to directly intervene in your desire to help mankind, to fight the forces of evil or chaos. Instead, they gave you a few resources. They ordered Bartolomir and the Cult of the Dragon, who had begun to gather en masse, to assist you. Much to Bartolomir's chagrin, they kind of imposed their will, and Bartolomir agreed. And he had with him several thousand dragon cultists. And then the second of the two things that they would give you is that Nebularos himself flew up into the sky and eclipsed the sun, allowing Euphemia's gauntlet to unlock its second tier. And that is where we left off last week. So, right now, you guys are atop Mount Dracarys. Pictures, because I have pictures. And you are surrounded by dragonish type beings. The 7 have secluded themselves off and are still discussing and for lack of a better word, catching up. They have not convened in several thousand years, and they are exploring their ideas of what has happened in the world, sharing their experiences, and just talking dragon stuff. For the most part, you guys don't catch much of what they're saying, but they are beginning to deliberate and talk. There are many hundreds of dragonborn people up there as well, and they're just kind of milling around, and Bartholomew is issuing orders, and it has them organized into various units, that kind of thing. And of course, there's a bunch of critters and creatures around. It is just after sunrise. You have been up here for about 2 weeks. What would you like to do?
I think we got a couple of options. Are we going to go... We can either try to convince the 2 dragons that don't want to help us, or maybe we can help Anteri Saber with his plan. And probably go up against the goddess dragon.
I was thinking we see what we do about maybe putting our new resource to good use.
Yeah, but we don't really have to be there for that.
But we still have the problem of the marked ones.
Which one of them is going to be at the gate with the goddess dragon. So that kind of falls into that if you want to do that.
No, the marked ones, not the poor princess.
The succubus is with the dragon goddess.
She's not a marked one.
That's a...
Gromosh, Quigley, Hannibal.
Oh, those guys. Okay. Well, what do you want to do against those? Because I don't even think these dragons or the dragonborn against them would win.
Everybody against them would win when they're in full force.
I think they still outnumber them and outpower them, and I think Quigley could probably kill all of these dragonborn by himself.
What if we had all the
I agree.
Dragonborn and all of shit like the Aspium people? What if we somewhat got both the armies together?
I think we'd be wasting armies, and
so
we'll end up with a lot of death people.
Well, what do you want to do
so you
then?
guys remember. Hold on a second. Just an inventory so you guys remember. So you guys are kind of right here, right now on the map. There are thousands of dragonborn gathering around. If you want to know how many dragonborn cultists are being marshaled to your command, you can go talk to Bartholomew. But you're seeing thousands of dragonborn at the base of the dragon summit of Mount Dracarys. How
many orcs were in the army that fought us?
There were 30,000 originally. By your best estimation, in the battle itself, you guys and the Magnus mages from Mistrala managed to kill about 7,000 of them, of the 30,000.
So 23,000 left.
That actually ain't bad at all. Shit.
Okay. There are, don't forget, there are 14,000 dwarves 2 days east of Westfane, where Eloise is kind of leading them. Of those 14,000, around 6, possibly 7, are of fighting quality. And when we get to 7, you're talking about young teenager boys and kind of past their prime older men.
Sorry, how many did you say were fighting quality?
6 pushing 7.
1,000.
6 or 7,000. Okay.
Yeah. In Ospium, the Prince Darius was marshaling his army, was calling it together. He
Do
said
we
that
know how
when
many
all was
he can
pulled
get?
together, he'd have over 15,000. And those are the resources that you've talked about immediately. You haven't gone to any other areas, and you haven't reached out to the
I know this really warlike Asian king, but then oh wait, no, someone killed him. Never
What
mind.
happened? What?
Nothing. I don't
You
know.
see Destamos, he's just looking around in the sky.
I don't know, something about like old mothers being killed by guys with knives. I don't know.
Oh, that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Fuck.
Who would have thought?
But-
Midas, real quick question.
Yes.
Would you guys say it's at least 2,000 Dragonborn?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's enough to match them number for number.
Didn't we assume?
You're in the
But-
you're in the $3,000 or $4,000 dragon, 3,000 or 4,000 Dragonborn range.
Didn't we assume
Oh,
that these Dragonborn are maybe a little bit stronger than the standard orc? Is that kind of what we're figuring?
Oh yeah.
I think
Actually,
dragons are as powerful about anyone else, aren't they? Because they're players.
They're humanoids. They're basically by physical constitution, how orcs are generally stronger than people. Yeah, Dragonborn are generally stronger than people, also than humans.
Okay. All right. Sweet.
Fighting skill wise, there's nothing special about the orc army in and of itself. It's just the marked ones.
Yeah.
The orc army is they are the core of the orc army were remnants from the huge army that Asmodeus led across the wastelands, and
They're probably very
fought King
warlike
Caleb.
tribes.
Right?
Yeah.
From very warlike tribes. That was the core. They have since recruited from the indigenous orcs within Azoa. That's why you guys saw that one village that was bereft of fighting age orcs. They've recruited. So the core is very trained and disciplined. The rest of them have been basically drafted in.
It's like Urukai, the draftees are like orcs of Moria.
Yeah.
Or Burning Legion.
Man, the wastelands look like so much fun. Let's just go with the wasteland guy.
Real quick question: what do we know is in Galabarum?
Galabarum is the gnomish homeland. What you know is that after on the map,
Worthless.
after
Gnomes are
the
sweet.
army came in, so the army came in from the east, this huge army. I don't remember how many I said. I think it was like 100,000 or more.
Yeah.
Troops came in
probably
here,
more.
fought with King Caleb and his army, and you guys, and all the forces you were able to marshal, right at this spot right here, right? In which place Asmodeus unleashed his master plan and began his assault on the heavens. The remnants of that army, after you guys died, from what you've been able to gather over the course of the last couple of years, came in and led this massive campaign, killing and slaughtering people all over Arlen, while Ezek, the Lich, began resurrecting everybody as basically zombies. But then from there, they headed south towards Azoa, the remnants, and we're not talking a ton of them left, so maybe 15,000 or so, to settle in Azoa, and on the way, destroyed and completely ravaged Galabarum, or Galabarum, whatever I said. We'll call it Galabarum. So Galabarum was one of the first countries to be destroyed right after Arlen.
Outside of Mistrala.
My issue is I don't think, even though we put numbers against numbers, I still think that the heroes of the armies, the marked ones, the big guy with the pillar that I can't remember the name of for some reason.
Quickly.
Quickly. Those are the guys that are going to change the direction of war, no matter how many numbers we throw at them. Those guys are going to, just Magneto and start ripping people's blood cells out of their body or smashing them with a pillar or...
That's a good
I
idea.
totally agree with you.
Oh, totally, yeah.
I totally agree with you. That's where we come in. I think
Yeah,
I'm thinking
We've
instead
had
of
bad
focusing
luck, though.
but we're
them.
good looking.
And he was the big guy. I think if we can take him on one at a time, we're fine. It's just a question of how do we actually do that.
Can we look around or maybe even ask around? Deimos is trying to find like the biggest, baddest motherfuckers here. Like, there's got to be something of
Yeah.
fucking
Are you
scary
handing
dragon
out
stuff.
pamphlets?
Oh, actually, nonchalantly, yeah.
So
I'm going around to like the really big ones and all to the weakest ones. I'm like, hey, you don't want to be a bitch, do you? If you don't
This
want
is
to be
Trachis.
a bitch,
He's a high-ranking, basically marshal in the cult of the dragon.
all right, I'm gonna go up to him. I'm gonna stare him straight in the eyes, and I'm gonna be like, hey, and I'm gonna explain these marked ones. I'm like, you think you could even help us in this, or do you think you get instantly killed? As I just look at him with a blank face, because I'm asking him in all seriousness.
Oi, what do you want?
Well, there's these marked ones, fucking powerful as shit, and fucking Magneto. You read the comic book. We got a fucking Dracula in there. Got a gosh damn lady who can stop time, and we got a Quigley. We don't want to kill a Quigley. We want to be a Quigley friend. But he kind of runs around with a pillar and crushes everything. Let's yeah. Do you think you could help us in the fight against that, or are you too weak?
Well, the elder dragons have ordered us assist you in your work and your campaign across this land. So whether or not I care, we will be helping you.
Well, you have to understand, this is a democracy type of thing here. I don't want to bring a bunch of pansies to fight a bunch of strong stuff, but if you're a strong dude, that'd be helpful. I'm just trying to gauge out who's strong and who's not.
If you're talking about my fighting prowess, I happen to be a champion of our local cage fighting scene.
Could
Beat him up, man.
No.
Beat him up. Test him out.
Could you beat like 3 giants in a fight at the same time?
If they was blindfolded, and I had me a great big war axe.
Doesn't sound very good.
Guys, yeah, that's actually, I mean, for a guy like that, that's not bad. That's pretty fucking good. And who fucking knows what Midas's giants are?
True.
I say you
probably all
punch
have
him a couple of times and see if he lives.
No.
And I know we're not allowed to fight, but can we play like
Arm wrestle him.
Can we play? Was it not arm wrestle? Can we play? You know that game Mercy, or like arm punch?
So Mercy is when you like squeeze each other's hand and just like crush them.
Yeah.
Until... All right.
Stuff like that. Like I'm gonna say, this is a friendly game. This is I want to see how tough you are. You might even be tougher than me. Who fucking knows? And as long as he's okay with it, I'd like to test his mettle. I mean, as long as it's
You
not
have
breaking the rules.
strange customs, human. But we are compelled to aid you. So I will humor your odd custom.
All right. So he reaches out his hand, his right arm. No. He reaches out his left arm. You can tell it's greatly ripped. He's definitely a left-handed individual. What is Deimos? Left-handed or right-handed?
Deimos is ambidextrous, but totally right-handed. He just likes to. He's totally right-handed, but he likes to pretend he's ambidextrous, which he's totally not.
Okay. All right. So are you playing Mercy? You're playing Mercy? Are you gripping each other's hands and like squeezing as hard as you can? Or what are you doing?
I'd say so. It's like the Mercy, like squeeze it, you twist it, all that type of stuff. And I
Yeah,
also
just
pointed
until
Albrecht. I was like,
to make the other one
I'm just
tap.
like, I'm just the appetizer. He's the main course, bitch.
Why don't you do that Klingon thing where you like headbutt each other?
He spikes on his head, and I weigh the options.
Oh, you're a wimp.
Spikes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know Deimos was like a fluffy little kitten girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. First off, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with being a fluffy little kitten. Fluffy little kittens are the best. Deimos is literally trying to save this world for the fluffy little kittens, not for you people. All right. So, what
Okay.
should I roll, or what are we doing?
So it's a straight athletics check.
Ooh, that was like terrible. Ha.
Oh,
All right.
Damon's
So
is still waking up.
yeah, well, it's your left hand, so it's like slightly weaker than your dominant hand. You guys clasp hands, and you can see him tensing his forearm and the muscles in his wrist and his hand, the back of his hands are bulging and veins are pounding, and you do the same thing and you're flexing your arm. It's been it's been a while since you worked out, since you pumped, so you're a little bit, you're not feeling so hot, so you don't give it your best effort, and you can definitely feel a good portion of resistance from him. But then you over the course of the next 30 seconds or so, you realize that you definitely are a stronger individual than this person, and you begin to twist and crunch his hand, and you can feel the bones inside his hand begin to click together, right? And his eyes start beginning to widen, and you see him like grimacing to hold back the pain, hold back the cry.
I let go, and I nod at him, and I say, yes, it seems like you may be a strong individual.
But you'd be crushed by a Quigley in one hit.
But I will be honest, this Quigley I talk about would not only one-handed crunch me into a ball and throw me 400 yards. So we need to step up our game here.
Okay, he's there. He after you're done squeezing his hand, he kind of drops down, and he's holding his left hand with his other hand and just like rubbing it out. He says,
and I point at Albrecht. I'm like, good thing you didn't fucking go against that guy.
Wait,
I
are you
don't know
challenging
what
me?
you want to get you out.
Oh no, I'm saying.
Are you challenging me, or are you asking me to challenge him?
Oh no, I'm saying that it's a good thing he didn't go against you, because you're like what, 5 feet tall but 4 foot wide in muscle.
Yep, pretty much. I think I'm only like what? I am only 4'10". That's the maximum height my race can get.
I want to say you're
Plus-
4'11", because you're just that ripped. Like the muscles on your
Maximum
bottom
height
of
my
your
race can
feet.
get plus 2 inches already.
Yep.
He's wearing high heels.
I'm like, that thing,
So-
that ball of muscle over there is a dwarf.
so what you gather, Deimos, is that these guys are definitely, he's very strong for basically a normal person, like a soldier or a fighter, that kind of thing. As far as supernatural strength, or you guys are compared to these guys, you guys are basically like demigods.
Oh
They're
shit.
soldier pluses and we're gods.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that makes marked ones super crazy scary. But I definitely can tell. I'm assuming that these guys are definitely stronger than the average Joe, which Deimos is quite happy with.
Yeah.
I gave him a pamphlet, and I said, "This is how I got so strong."
He takes the pamphlet and he says,
We are compelled to aid you. We are not compelled to read about your false deities.
Oh no, he's not a false deity. He's a real deity. But I understand.
The cult of the dragon recognizes no such human deities.
He's not a human. He's a god. I'm so confused.
Yeah, let's just come over here. We gotta talk strategy.
I'm going. Okay, let's talk about
so while
strategy.
they're doing this, I'm gonna pull out my sending stone, the one that the king had for the kingdom that we just watched, die, I guess. I want to try to send him a message to see if, I can get any information of what's going on.
what are you
How
saying?
many people got away. How many words can I put into it?
It's like a tweet. 110 characters, or a text message.
How many survivors did you guys get away? Where are you going?
Roll a d20. Some time goes by. And you get back a cryptic kind of response. Almost as if you can immediately tell it's not the king responding. It's like someone was trying to use the stone but was unfamiliar with how to use them. That kind of thing.
Can someone use the stone and we not know who's using it?
Yeah, it's just it's not linked to individual people. It's just like two ends of a text
Okay,
of
so I
like
don't
two
see their
phones, like a text
face,
message.
or I don't
Yeah,
have a sense
yeah.
who it is.
All you can see is the actual message. Okay, it says something to the effect of.
Is it like an orc tweet? Like, someone from the valley?
Like, Lhasa dead.
roll an intelligence check.
Ah. Can I have wisdom? I don't know. Intelligence check.
It sounds like you get the sense that this person is an educated individual, but perhaps a little bit immature, as in young.
Ankle biter.
Not an orc. The way the words are coming across, it's definitely not an orc or an uneducated individual.
Or not
Indentured?
Hannibal. Slaved.
Yeah. Just kid using the word indentured. Okay.
It's one of the
That was his
two
message.
boy marked ones.
I'll inform the group that someone else has the sending stone, so I can't contact the king, so we don't have any information on where they are, unless Elwin can scry on the king, maybe?
The sending stone only works. Those sending stones that you have were the actual PHB or Dungeon Master's Guide one, so they only work once a day.
No. I'm saying Elwin might want to scribe for the king. To see where he is.
Elwin is going in and out from doing work right now.
Oh.
So he might be a little bit distracted for a little while.
I still like our plan of maybe not the exact plan that we did, but of somehow isolating the marked ones and taking them on one at one. I don't know if you guys were, but I was never suggesting throwing an army at the marked ones and seeing what's happened. That's obviously a very bad idea. But I think if for whatever reason, if we killed the marked ones, but the orc army still is marching, that and the Dragonborn, that it shouldn't be a problem without the marked ones. That's what I was thinking.
Well, just as long as we don't try to go after Grommash again, because that's gonna fucking fail.
He's dead. I literally have his bracers. He's dead. And no matter what you tell me, I will not believe it until I see him again.
He's alive.
No, he's not.
I think he is still technically alive.
I mean, his mind is alive, but just as long as I don't have to deal with his body.
I bet his body's like twice as big and just like having sex with that woman that keeps resurrecting him.
But I just don't see why Groma should totally be on our side. He actually doesn't seem honestly that evil. He just likes to fight shit. And then again, he is kind of bitching out for deciding to go with the Red God instead of fighting against him. Actually, you know what? What should we try to ask for Antirius for help because of these marked ones? And if we can get rid of these guys in Haslin.
He really only cares about killing demons, though, and the marched ones really aren't demons.
I know, but these guys are working for the demons, the Red Gods. Well, theRed God.
Persuasion
Plus,
check.
anything you ask him will probably fail.
Deimos,
you ask him to do that.
Why
If you ask him to
you
shoot
hit
you,
Deimos so much?
because you wore his wife's head on your back.
Not the point. That's not the point. I didn't technically
That is
kill her.
the
I thought
point.
it was a cool thing. I mean, I understand it. I want to point out, Deimos did
Basically,
try to res
shit
her.
on his wife's body.
But then she died again. Yeah. But I will talk to Antirius.
You want to go talk to Antarius?
Yes.
All right.
I'm taking bets on how many times he's going to shoot Deimos in the head.
No, don't do that.
5-1.
5-1. I'll take 3-1.
Oof, you guys are dicks.
You guys walk over to. So you walk over.
I'm not
to
going anywhere
Antares.
near. I'm staying far away.
Okay.
No, no.
And Antares is actually. By the time you guys head over there, you're looking for him. You look around and you see that he's actually talking to the dragons. Deimos, as you approach, you hear the remnants of their conversation.
Okay.
The last few tidbits, and you know that his first request was denied because Tiamat is in Rapnesh. So as you approach, you hear him say, "So, we are agreed, are we not?" And Zerebor says, "It seems we are. We owe you a debt because of what you have done for Shaylin. And as you have asked, we Dragon Monarchs, we 7, will respond to your call one time, as long as it is not to engage with Tiamat. And until you make that call, our business here is finished." Agreed. Alright.
And he can't call you to kill us, right?
Oh, that's definitely not part of the deal with.
I mean, he would just be wasting it
dragon.
on us.
Okay, so at that point, the dragons all turn and they start backing. They start walking away. You see a few of them begin to engage with each other, talking to each other individually, but you're not sure exactly where they're going or what they're doing. But instantly, Praktinic flares his wings and goes monstrous in size. Huge. These dragons are like massive. I think they're the biggest creatures you've encountered so far in this world. And
Is that
he
the rock
takes off
one?
into the sky. The Praktinic is the lightning one.
Oh, okay.
That's
The
a cool
rock one
picture.
wants to kill us, right?
Actually, all of the dragons are pretty fucking cool.
This is Praktinic. Alright, so
Yep.
he just blazes off into the sky. There's thunder, there's clouds that swirl in the air, and then he flies off. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, and Terry's kind of turns and walks away, not necessarily heading towards you, but Shaylin follows him. In her humanoid form.
Hey, Antares.
He stops. Just, he's not even looking, he's not even facing you. He's like 3/4 turned away from you. Without even turning his head, he says, "What?"
Says, well, let's get to the point. You don't like me. I think you're a pretty cool guy. Well, let's get that out there.
You could
all right?
stop right there. You're right.
Hey.
I don't like you.
I know, but see, that's where I'm trying to fix that problem. All right? Mm-hmm. You're like the cool kid at school, and we're trying to become friends with you. We want to know if you don't like demons, right?
He turns to you and he says, "I will hunt every fucking demon in existence down until my last breath."
Now, what do you think about very powerful things that work for demons, which are stopping other people from fighting demons?
You want me to help you. Help you with your little war down south.
No. Yes. See, hear me out on this one. All right. I want you to help us. All right, and I want you to show you what we're doing. All right, and then we want to help you because at that point, there's gonna be a lot more stuff going against demons.
He says, "Humans have never done anything for me except berate me, shun me, and treat me like an outsider." He's a tiefling, by the way. Like an albino tiefling.
Dude, I thought this guy was pretty cool. I tell him I thought you were pretty cool.
Yeah. And we all know how that turned out, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
ended up
That's
doing.
Demons did it. Don't blame me for the demons.
As I recall, there were no demons involved when you murdered Iselin.
She
wore
actually
her
tried
skin.
to eat us.
and her body, and her skull,
Ah.
flaunting it
Ooh.
across the 7 seas.
She was technically a shadow dragon that wanted to eat everyone. The demons had completely corrupted her.
I think she even said something about manipulating you, but you didn't believe me on that one. I'm pointing it out again. She totally said something about manipulating you.
Shaylin steps forward and says, "Pray tell, Antares."
Nope.
Iselin?
Mm-mm. Ooh, what? Oh, shit, guys.
And Antares turns towards her and says, "Yes, Iselin. She came to me in my youth, and I loved her." Shaylin says, "Iselin, I know of a dragon long past. She was but a whelpling last time I saw her. Blue, from the Blue Flight, was she not?"
Unfortunately, she ended up on the shadow dimension, and she was being turned into a shadow dragon.
I thought you said you weren't here in
Absolutely.
this conversation.
I said I came afterwards.
I want to say
I missed that part, my bad.
Euphemia is saving Deimos' ass.
Shaylin says,
But
"Tragic. She may have been one of the few who managed to escape the rending by fleeing to another plane. Much like we all have. Antares, I can tell by your demeanor that she hurt you." He doesn't say anything. "You must forgive her. The Shadow Realm is a dark, tempting, and destructive realm. If she spent centuries or millennia there, it would have twisted her mind and caused her to become someone who was different from the one I knew." And Terry's kind of nods. He looks at you,
He
Deimos, and says,
was
"What do you want from me?"
He says, I'm just going to be blunt here. If you could help us fight this war, to get rid of some of these marked ones, besides Quigley, we'd be definitely in your debt. We've been going around. I give him my resume. Well, we give him our whole party's resume of anti-demon and devil and all this stuff we're doing. And I say that I think we just kind of got stuck off on the wrong foot, and we could really use your help because you're a big old fucking badass, and I want that hat.
plus they're being led by a orc called Gormash, who
Yeah.
seems to be
They're working for the Red God.
well.
don't
He seems to be
care about Gromash. I don't care about Asmodeus. Asmodeus is a devil. He's not technically a demon.
Yeah.
Technicalities.
But I say Asmodeus is putting all the demons together. He's pretty much the top dog there, and he's the ones that's making us corrupt all these people. And I'm just kind of tired of it. I don't want stuff to get corrupted because shit hits the fan when it gets corrupted.
Shaylin says, "Antares, these people have convinced me. That one," and she points at Elwyn, she goes, "bears part of my soul with him. And I can see the truth in his words when he says that they fight to right the wrongs and bring order to the chaos." She says, "If you will aid these people..." Alright, so Deimos. Oh, here. She says, "If you will aid these people, I will accompany you." Alright. So Deimos. Let's get the persuasion check goodness on.
I want to look at Euphemia with these big puppy dog eyes. Could you help me in any sort of way? Deimos should never talk.
You end up doing it a lot, but you also have the lowest charisma on the team. It's kind of great.
I know. And that's why I try to do the whole, I'm fucking blunt and stupid as shit. Never do good
The
arguments.
reason
like,
I
this
stopped-
is what's happening.
The reason I stopped being in front because I love it when Deimos tries to convince people of shit.
That's why we.
So it's kinda
That's
funny.
why we
So
let
much
you
better.
do it.
So bad.
Alright,
He's
so-
so bad,
so-
guys.
But
So
it's
you
so,
would have-
great.
You would have come in with disadvantage just because Antarius hates your guts, but Shaylin is kind of persuading him. So I'll let you roll normal.
Okay.
And is there anything you guys are doing?
Just warn you, Demon was
So
playing.
can I sing? Inspire.
Yes, you can.
Man,
you
did you
think
notice
gonna
it?
cutting words him?
Did you notice it?
I don't have cutting words. I don't have.
That'd be
cutting words.
great if you had
Yeah,
it.
this one.
You should do it.
Oh, I love cutting words. It's so great. My bark is
I
amazing.
bark inspiration and cough.
And you see, is it possible? Obviously, is probably pushing the limit, but can Damus be touching his stuff all over with guidances?
Yeah. You kind of like, grab
That
your
gives
crotch,
me a bad
readjust a little
image.
bit
Alright.
while you're casting
Alright, guys.
guidance. So,
It's like,
We
what do
have
you
a-
think, man?
We have a solid 30% chance of this passing. All
all right,
let's
so
go
you
for
got
it.
persuasion plus guidance, so it's a D4 plus a D12 bardic inspiration. Go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Deimos has never adjusted his dick so much.
Not bad. Not bad.
Deimos
Been
didn't
better,
even know.
but we'll take it.
Yeah,
We'll take
Deimos didn't even know he had such a big one.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. And Terry's.
For Shaylin.
Deimos is hulking out for this one.
All right. So Deimos, while you reach down and adjust yourself and make the final ask, Shaylin puts her hand on Antares' shoulder, just briefly, with a gentle touch, and Antares turns. His back, like most of his back was facing you, so he turns to you. All right. He's facing you, then he turns his head to the side and gives a side look towards Shaylin and says, "Well, it seems that the dragons have put a roadblock in front of me as far as getting to the demons themselves. I hate taking rabbit trails to get where I want, but if these marked ones are under the employ of Asmodeus's people, then it seems like it won't be a complete waste of time." Okay. He says, "I'll help."
So, Midas, a question for you. On a scale
Yes.
of 1 to 20, how high of a level would you say?
I think he said
what's
22.
And Terry's is level. His character sheet is level 23. Roll a perception check.
Doing my sheet tonight, actually.
Okay. You got looking at him, Albrecht. You're doing a quick assessment of his abilities. He's not terribly strong physically, but you can definitely tell he's fast. He has some unique capabilities. His just in his movement, his cat-like movements, you can sense a highly tuned and highly dexterous individual. And specifically, the curious weapon at his side, you recognize a Tier 2 legacy weapon when you see it.
Nice.
But also,
and just
out
so
of
you guys
curiosity,
know-
with this... Oh, go ahead.
Just so you guys know, back then, when you encountered him the first time, his weapon was not awakened or at all or anything like that, and he was still quite a bit more powerful than you.
Right. Weapon does happen to be made of metal, doesn't it? Because if it wasn't, that'd be amazing. But
If he dies,
It
I
does
get the
seem
gun.
It does seem to be made of metal, yes.
I do want to get a. I want to make an Antares in a D&D game one day. That'd be fucking sweet.
I should show you guys his
so
character sheet.
After stuff,
them up
I just need to
against,
see it. It's so awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Send
I'm
them up
so
against
bad he
Magneto.
doesn't like us.
All right, what'd you say, Albrecht?
Against Magneto because it's probably shooting metal ammo as well, and that's not going to work. So battle plan wise, we've got 4.5 marked ones left because Quigley's a person and a half. No, 5.5. I forgot about the little ankle biter. How do we want to do this?
Okay, so remember, in my game anyway, power level, an army is still an army. Telephos himself was only able to kill 3,000 or 4,000 troops within the time he spent there before Quigley kind of swatted him out of the sky and crunched
And
him.
that was like crazy AoE shit.
Yeah, so, and Telephos is, he's a badass mofo. The size of the army, you guys can't take on an army. I'll just kind of reiterate that. Even with all your AoE and stuff, I mean, Elwyn could kill hundreds, maybe 1,000 with like a meteor swarm, that kind of stuff. But then, if there's 20,000 more
But yeah,
coming your way,
that's
I'd say
what
there
Book
was, like,
said. We're the ones that are here to kill the generals. We have armies to clean up other armies.
Again, I plan to see what happens when we kill all the marked ones. If the army disperses, I think we charge Rapnesh with. Once we've gathered.
We could always
just-
focus more to go get more armies though too. I mean,
I
there's
just
still
wish there
a
was a
lot
way we could.
not been.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I
So
was
was
just
that
saying
Euphemia?
I was saying that there's still other places we haven't been with armies we can still recruit.
That's true. Because we also have to think about there's like that gate, and there's also Waterdeep. Waterdeep, I think, is to be one of our biggest
Yeah, I forgot about Waterdeep.
I think Waterdeep
I got
is
an idea.
completely taken over by the undead and the beard guy, the white beard.
Yeah, I know that, but the
Yes.
thing is, like, if we bring in like an armies and stuff like that, it's just going to be, unless we literally just raffle stomp the fuck out of it, like they're going to do that whole thing like with the Lich. I'm sure he doesn't have crazy cool Lich powers, but I'm sure he's fucking strong as shit.
Who?
and Terry
He still needs to be taken.
Whitebeard.
Oh,
Which Midas, I'm still mad at you for making Whitebeard one of my favorite characters in a certain TV
I love
show.
Whitebeard.
Not a good guy, so you can go fuck yourself on that one.
I like Whitebeard a lot. All right, Ellen, what were you saying?
Yeah. That what if we got this guy? He could distract some of the what do you call those? The
Marked ones.
marked ones, while we pounce on the ones that are on the one that's like left behind or something. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Use misdirection.
Yeah, it could work.
It's 4 against 1 still, and as powerful as he is, I don't think he can take on four marked ones.
I didn't say he should take on him. I said he should distract them.
Or
we can always do the.
hear me out on this
We
one.
don't-
What if we? Oh, sorry. What were you saying, Euphemia?
I was going to say we could always try that house gate thing that we did with Gomash,
That
but
could work,
someone
too.
we could actually kill.
Now, this is what I'm thinking: is there's all of us, and we got Antares, and we got a fucking elder gosh dang dragon that might be helping us. I don't know if she's gonna help us in her form, but I think she said she might help us. And if we can maybe recruit like a couple of those extra strong cultist people, we might actually be able to fight a couple of these guys at the same time.
Okay, here's an interesting idea. We challenge the marked ones to a let me check our numbers here, to a 5/ possible 6 for that strange unnamed character in the corner that I'm not supposed to be ignoring, but to a 5 or a 7 with Antares, 7-on-5 battle with the marked ones. And then we call in the dragons for backup. Use Antares' call in if he's willing. If he's not willing, then that plan fails. But
Oh shit! Is Life Pud with us now?
He's building a character. He's not
Oh,
here yet.
okay.
I haven't introduced him, but that's why he's here.
I'm here. Yeah.
All right.
If you want to
Why aren't
interact,
you
man,
using
you
the
can interact
old
with us.
character?
Yeah.
No, I'm enjoying what you guys got
I,
going on.
His,
I just thought
his
that
old
was just
character
like a random character.
was a librarian in Westvane, and he's definitely dead by now.
Yeah.
The orcs raffle stomped the library.
Absolutely.
He's level 3. Was it Blade Singer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, can I help?
He's dead.
He'd be dead probably.
Was it that elf that gave me the book?
Yeah, that's him.
My
That was his
dragon
old
book?
character.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
I like gate plan. It's just a matter of we can't use the Mistralan viewing gate to find them. So it's a matter of just finding the army, sneaking up on the army, sneaking up on a specific marked one, using someone to distract the other marked ones while we sneak up on one and teleport them through the gate, and then the rest of us walk through before we close it.
Yeah, here we are on this one. I think a good thing could maybe distract stuff. I mean, actually, it's only one shot. I forgot, but a shot can shoot from like 100 fucking miles away and try to shoot a guy.
Yes. The problem with that is, as powerful as that ability is in and of itself, I actually think all of the marked ones have more than 200 hit points.
Oh no, definitely. I'm just saying, like we could just throw a shot in the back somewhere. We'll do like an artillery strike from him at some point during the fight.
So if we don't kill them, they wait 8 hours. They get their hit points back.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just going off of like the whole
Or they heal.
military background, all that training type of stupid shit. It's pretty much just bum rushes tend to work, honestly, the best. It sounds
So
stupid, but if you have
just out of character, I built these marked ones. They're kind of like a party.
Yeah.
So there are healers, there are upfront meleeers, there are like casters and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think they're cool.
Number one weakness, if you split the party. So that's what we're trying to do.
Okay. Yeah. Damus is down for whatever.
We do that because we're not DMs and we can't put them in a dungeon and cut them off.
Yeah.
Okay. At this
But yeah,
point,
I don't
a
want to
few-
fight the March ones in a party because I think they
Yeah.
would synergize and kick our ass.
Unless we can
Totally
somehow
agree.
get like a bigger party with us.
You guys have
We got
you all have
Antares
your
now.
tier 2 weapons now, and you have Antares.
Tier 2 Antares. We got maybe a dragon that might help us. If we get whatever, like all the armies together, we might actually have our sick ass paladin to help us.
I say fuck it, bum rush him.
Yeah, again, it's about one-on-one though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying from like a military perspective, if we have the
Who's gonna
slightest,
fight Quigley?
if you just bum rushing tends to be the best strategy in like thousands of years of war.
Agree, and I think that's what we should do with the armies. I'm talking about the marked ones.
At this point, Krigashard is sliding away, his huge form just breaking away from the side of the mountain. He begins to retreat, pulling away. And you see off to the side Teofencia as well, beginning to go up in like a swirl of mist and ocean spray as she heads westward, basically towards the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Kirkashar in his game, he gave me a lot of good loot.
I never played that game. I just found a cool.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Dragon-looking rock monster. All right. So there are only a couple of the dragon monarchs left. All right. So
we
Ellen,
ask
she was
for-
asking you to scry on the king of Westvane because she had tried to chat with him via Sending Stone earlier.
Oh. Is the
Is she
King
a
Dragon still
zombie?
around?
The king, or Euphemia? No. But what did you say, Euphemia?
Oh, I was just wondering if the Dragon Lord guy was still around.
Nibularos? He is still
Yeah.
there, as of yet.
Okay, well, after you do something with Elwin, I would like to talk to him.
Okay.
With lights.
Okay. So, Owen, do you want to scry or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, I'll use the crystal ball
Okay, what are you scrying on?
on the king.
You think of King Reginald Haas from Hasselin. You focus on his likeness. You kind of place the mental image in your mind. You trigger the runes on the base of the crystal ball, and you weave the somatic elements of the scry spell. Your vision goes to his broken, lifeless face as it's strung up on the side of a building, hanging from the parapet of the top of the castle.
Ah, shit. Is there any way that I can make like the view a little bit bigger, like sort of like when you zoom out on your phone, like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Very slightly. What are you looking for?
Just the surroundings, see if I see anybody walking around, kind of catch a glimpse of. I'm pretty sure I know what happened, but you know, I just want confirmation.
You catch basically the top of a rampart. So over the top of the palace, they took his dead body and they hung it over the edge of the wall. So you're looking at the upper edge of a wall, and it's a fairly high wall, at least 3 stories tall.
Okay, I will pass on the information to Euphemia.
Yay.
If I'm a little short, it's because I'm still working. I'm still connected. I get off in like 50 more minutes, so
Nice.
Yeah, you're
that's
fine.
why I try to keep things
Do what
short.
you need to do. All right.
Can
What
we
else?
ask one of the dragons for a flyby?
Oh, to buzz the tower.
Yeah, we're like, hey, we know that you're like totally way better things to do, but like as your way out, like, you know, if we attack this city, was there possibly could just even just one flyby? I mean, you'll be fine because you're a fucking super monarch dragon, but if that would literally save probably thousands of lives, like for real
So-
though. Like
so
it's
you,
not even that much work for them. They just could be like, oh, okay, I'll go fucking breathe some breath on these guys and then just fly away.
Zerbor and Mirix, they, as you guys are talking there, they approach you in their humanoid forms. So again, like fiery kind of apparitions of humans, completely naked, of course.
Damus looks slightly off to the sky, out to the ground. Never makes really direct eye contact.
Zerbor says to you, "No need to be bashful."
Well, I know about that, but come on. I wish I could catch on fire. I'm a little bit sad.
They say, my mate and I just wish to bid you farewell before we depart." And Mirix
Oh, I-
kind of nods in your direction.
Say, you guys are pretty fucking sweet guys, I'll tell you that. But I know you got stuff to do, and you probably got like a Netflix show to watch. But you know, if you could, and I don't want to hold you back on anything. If you could help us save just a couple thousand lives, just a few. You know, on your way out, if you help us, like as we march into battle, just like breathe some fire on some guys, and just you can fly away from there on. We're not trying to ask for too much because you guys are pretty sweet, and we're outclassed.
He says, like, "I'm afraid we will be unable to help you in that regard. The Dragon Council has decided to hold back. We will not involve ourselves in the affairs of this world for the time being. You see, there is much more to be lost that perhaps you are not considering. There is a reason why we have been in hiding for so long, and even though we convene here, we are still in hiding. The
I get
gods
it. I get it.
who enacted the rending. We know not of their condition now, we know not of their priorities. And we are still too weak to fight them, even now in our evolved forms.
Now, do you
Question.
know what the god? Oh, sorry. What was saying, Euphemia?
I was going to ask them what gods decided to enact the rendering.
Yeah, we had their old names, but I want to know if they have, if these guys would know some of their new names, especially if they've been around in this plane a little bit.
Melchior
we know-
and Anukis are the ones that we knew. We knew
I
them
think
by.
we got the point of one is.
Oh.
I think it's Anukis is the death god, right?
Merkel, yeah.
Merkel, yeah. And then we were on Malchior. I asked him, "Do you know if Malchior goes by a different name on this plane now?"
Do I know who Melchior is? Because I have a religion skill.
You do not. He
No.
says, we do not know the names that he would go by now. Mirex and I have been hidden beneath the surface of the world for thousands of years now, cut
Fair
off
enough.
from all communication with the surface world. But if I were to describe him, he was one of great power and ambition, one of ever-changing form, strong enough to drive Tiamat down and slay her before her own brood.
Okay. Now, would you say, quote unquote, he might have had a shield and a spear?
He says, it was a spear.
Ah, donkey
A
titties.
spear that could pierce the heavens.
Oh, okay. You see, Damos sees a little stuff just so right now. He's a little bit. He doesn't know what's going on. But he thanks them and asks
He
if
says,
we could have their blessing on account of he knows it probably won't do
a
anything.
word.
But these are.
a word. He says, while the council is divided in our opinions, we will not make a move to intervene in this world. The only things that could cause us to break our silence and come out from our hiding are if we knew that our bond to the gods were broken, or if Antares compelled us to do so. So great is our blood debt to him for his saving of Shaylin.
Technically, Damos helped. Can we get like a, like at least like a signature on all of our armor from you guys as like a thank you?
I think that's
He
what
says-
they did when they already,
I know, but these guys are fucking powerful as shit, and they're awesome. And Damos is making the best armor ever.
Alright, he says, no, but we will fly by. Alright, so,
okay.
so Zerbor and Mirix, they both, you see them holding hands, and they begin to, they step off to a fairly clear part of the Dragon Summit, and they change into their true forms. Zerbor, a being of fire, and like his whole draconic form seems to be made from solidified flame. Mirex seems to be a creature of magma, or like molten rock almost. So here's Zerbor, and here's Mirex, and they burst forth from the surface of the summit, their wings flapping and encompassing this huge span. Zerbor larger than Mirex by like maybe like 10% larger than Mirex is. And they do like a flight pattern in the sky where they swoop out and they cross paths and they swing back around, and they both like fly very low over the surface of the Dragon Summit. The gusts of wind that blasts the surface of the plateau is hot, almost scorching as they swoop by. And instead of taking back off into the air, you see them head over further away to a distant peak. So you guys are kind of like in a mountain range, and the two of them hover, like they circle around the top of this particular summit, this particular large mountain. And as they do so, you see molten rock bubbling forward and steaming out from various vents and geological facets in the surface of this large mountain. And they both like soar up and just like dive bomb into the mountain itself, cracking the surface of it open, just like straight up shattering the side of it, and diving straight down into the fire beneath. Okay. All right.
Where I complete.
So, can I talk to the
Yes.
dragon guy? Okay, I'm gonna get light, and I'm gonna go to him and see if he'll give me an audience.
He and Shaylin are the only ones still there. He has never assumed a humanoid form, but his inky, his large, like expansive figure can actually shrinks down fairly small, fairly compact. So by the time you approach him, he's maybe twice the size of Light, and Light is like a large horse. And he's just off sitting on a stone, kind of gazing off into the horizon when you approach him. Light comes on behind you as well. I believe your name was Euphemia, was it not?
Yes, very much so.
That is a magnificent artifact you wear upon your hand. I sensed a link with it as soon as I saw it, and somehow I knew that it was entwined with mine own powers and my ability to interact with the void.
Well, my mother loves to create and change things, make them a little weird, so I guess she was able to do something unique this one time.
Fascinating. It seems that must be the case. Now, before I depart like the rest of my kin, how may I help you?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about this guy, and I'm gonna like kind of shove Light forward a bit.
Okay, Light kind of like is quite bashful, you know. But Nebularis
This
just
magnificent
eyes
creature
him.
here, as
Yes.
I know he is not a full dragon, considering that I brought him forth myself, but he has stayed by my side willingly from the first day of his being, and he has saved my life multiple times. I was wondering, is there anything you can do to help him become more than what he is? I'm not sure how dragons... My knowledge of dragons is very limited, but
He says,
I know he wants more from his life.
what you are asking of me dives at the very heart of dragonkind. Shaylin knows of it. Do you not, Shaylin? Or no, Shaylin's not there. Shaylin knows of it. Dragons are born with deep links, desire for a relationship, for knowledge of, and to be known by, and to know humankind. Some have this affinity more than others. Some suppress it. Some ignore it. Some dive into it wholeheartedly. Shaylin, with her relationship with a young girl many years ago, and the epitome of such a heart, my own brother, lost to time. He himself was fascinated with the small people, nurtured them, cultivated them, spent much of his time interacting with them. Before he vanished, he knew and he saw and believed that your kind were part of the key, part of the reason for this whole dance that we all go through. He kind of looks back up into the sky. He says, "Not a day has gone by where I have not thought of my brother. The greatest of our kind, truly. But it seems that your mimicry of a dragon here, your created dragon, has that deep desire. That is why he's attached himself to you. That is why he heeds you and accompanies you. It's part of his nature, part of all of our nature. He is, after all, a dragon. So, Light, is that your name?" Light kind of bows and nods his head. He says, "It is, my liege." "I have not the ability to aid you in the way that your charge is asking. For that I apologize. I am still bound by the limits of our nature." You have anything else to say? Or to ask?
Is there someone that could help him?
Only one who knew the heart of what it means to be a dragon and what it means to be human. My brother was the only one who could have approached such a knowledge. It is he who looked both beyond the stars and down to the very earth itself, to the heart of humanity.
Out of character, is he talking about Bahamut?
No, not at all. So of the dragons, the dragon monarchs, there were 8. The 8 of the 7. 8th of 7. He was never really a ruling one, but he was the most revered, most powerful, most far-seeing one. Nebularis' older brother. Lost long ago, long before the rending. He was the one
shit.
that, looking beyond the stars, triggered the dragon, the god's attention, because he saw past. He saw past where the gods got their power from, and knew that the dragons could rise beyond that. And he's the one who ventured that far. And wanted to bring the rest of the dragons along with him.
Dang.
I'm gonna ask Nebularis, do you think your brother is still within this plane? Or is it possible to reach him?
He says, "If he is, I have no way or no means of reaching out to him. He vanished long ago. He was always one to wander. His mind took him to far away places. He could be distant at times, and yet sometimes so relatable, spending centuries amongst the common folk."
As a human,
I
you
have
mean?
no answer for you. As a human, or some other creature. I've seen him once as an elf, in various figures and various forms throughout the thousands of years that I knew him.
Something to keep our eyes open for, I suppose.
So you haven't seen him recently?
He vanished 200 years before the rending. So that's been over 6,000 years.
Oh shit.
I know not where my brother Befinzor is, but I yearn for him, and I miss him dearly. He truly was the greatest of our kind, a prophet, a savant, a far seer.
Yeah. So, I want an autograph.
God damn it.
Since you
I'm
guys...
just gonna smack my head and walk away with light then.
Dude, this guy is a fucking beast. As you do that, I'm just like, look at this guy. This big some bitch. He's achieved. I'm a fucking star dragon. It's fucking badass.
He smiles, he says.
Hey, you got any
Very
like
well.
badass star dragon scales, like an extra one that you could like totally give to me because I want it on my armor.
A bit of light from the stars to guide your way. And you see his eyes flicker for a second, and two motes of light align themselves in the like vertically in the center of your armor. Just like two like shining kind of like little beacons of starlight.
Bullseyes for people to shoot.
Dude, don't hate because this is badass as fuck.
I'm afraid my time here draws to an end. There are some things far off in the skies that I have to attend to. I don't know if our paths will cross again, but
I think
look
they
to
will.
this one. And he points to light. He says, he is a good dragon. And if anyone can find a way to bridge the gap towards true dragonhood, he says, I believe in you, Light. Alright. Anything else? Alright. He's going to spread his wings. And he doesn't even flap them. He just like catches a current of air that you don't even feel. And begins to just glide up into the night sky, or into the sky. And as he lifts up into the air, the daylight seems to like dim around him, and the area that he's headed to, for some reason, is like the sky is split between day and night for a little while, as he flies off into the inky blackness of the void. That was Nebularos. All right, so the only one left on the mountaintop with you is Shaylin, and there are a bunch of Dragonborn, and all the critters and stuff are starting to lose interest and starting to leave. Elwyn, are you around?
Yep.
Okay. At this point, you get a like your cell phone's ringing. Like one of your sending stones is like lighting up. You can feel it just going wild.
Okay, which one?
The one that goes to Eloise.
Ooh, I definitely
Buzz-
picked that up.
Your buzz is very loudly.
what's up?
Okay. So with these sending stones, you can't really see her, but you can hear her voice come through, kind of like a cell phone call. Elwyn, where have you been? We went back to our village, like you said, but we have not heard from you in 2 weeks now. I'm afraid. Our scouts have encountered bands of orcs from the west, and I think they've come upon us.
Are you at your village now?
We are. We fortified ourselves as best as we can, but We have no city walls, and our our numbers are much smaller than that of West Vane. Yes, I'm afraid.
Do you have an idea how big the horde is?
She says, I cannot know for sure. She says, but my scouts have told me they're all coming this way.
Okay. I will be there. I will try to get us help, and
Please, make haste.
I will.
I cannot
If
lose my
I
people a
can't,
second
I
time.
will go myself. All right. I will get back to you.
Okay.
All right. So I'll let everybody know exactly what happened.
So I tell you, we want to go fight that army, or what do you want to do?
The best advice I think we can give them is to just have them run north to meet up with the.
So here's map.
I'm going. If you guys want to help me out, I would appreciate it, but I'm definitely going.
Yep.
I'm
go
asking
to them.
for a plan. What's the plan? And
Fuck
I don't
'em
wanna
up.
That's not a plan.
Oh, trust me on this one.
Don't.
It'll be that 5 versus 5 against the March ones.
I
Everything
wasn't
like
here
that.
Fuck 'em.
for most of the conversation because I got a call. But didn't the dragon said they would help us and make a flyby and burn some of those fuckers?
No, they will not fight.
Yeah,
They
they
will
won't
not fight.
fight.
They'll look. That's all.
They can't
We
fight.
would-
They would, if they intervened, it would attract the attention of the gods that initiated the rending in the first place.
Yeah.
Or
But
that's
we
what they
have,
fear.
we have Antares.
You're the one who's gonna have to
And
find out
Terry's
if
is
he's
with you.
even
Yeah.
willing to work.
Which by itself is a straight boss.
Again,
And-
I think we go to them. I totally agree that we should go to them, but we just have them start moving to the north. Dragonborn
That's
marching
not to this
south.
point. We can't. We won't win no matter what, because as our DM has mentioned, we cannot find an army, and the dwarves, us, and against all the orcs, it's instantly trust.
Well,
Agreed.
I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna try to get them out, and I will hold off the army for as long as I can. Then,
And as well, but it's just a matter of do we just send them retreating on foot to the north? Because I can't think of a way to mass magically. Oh, wish spell, which
Well, can we guess how long it's going to take for us to get there? Like, if we
You
start
start there by
now.
air.
no, I would tell
like,
them.
let's say
travel
we
air.
run. Yeah, let's say we run.
Alwyn would
Madrid.
probably just teleport us.
Physically
we can't take them.
traveling about a week by air.
Okay.
By land about 2 at least, maybe 3.
Yeah, the only thing we can do is teleport there, and that's just gonna be us, Antares, and maybe the dragon girl. I assume.
oh, she can't help at all either because that would reveal her position as well. She's bound, but like the
Aye.
others.
I could not help but hear your conversation, and I drew an interest because it involves my people.
Yeah.
Who's talking?
I,
What?
at the
Who's
behest
talking?
of our monarchs, this guy,
Oh,
at the behest of our monarchs, I give to you the fighting forces of the dragon cult. We are 4,000 strong in our numbers. What would you wish us do to aid you?
how fast
And he
can you
spits on
move?
the ground. At a fast march, about 20 miles a day.
Which
No
is about as
teleporting,
fast as
flying.
you can move.
If you wish to deploy us, what other resources do you have? You are magicians. Surely you have the ability to move people around.
We think we would, but
Not that many.
Then get more magicians.
How many
Is there a
magicians do you
teleportation
have?
circle here?
And Mistrala send a shit ton of these dragons around, like teleport.
I really
I
don't
wish
think
there
we
was a
should just.
spell like gate, but it wasn't. But it didn't have to go to another dimension. Like
Yeah,
you just
that'd be-
open a portal and people walk through.
That would have been
There
pretty fucking
is.
cool.
I had it, but you open up a gate, but the other end of the gate has to be 500 feet away.
Yeah, like it'd be a sick ass fucking spell, like as like a cool ritual 9th level. But
No, but like gate as an unlimited distance. You just have to know the place.
yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. But one of these days,
And so I could ask if I could invent that spell, and then Midas would give it to me.
yeah, Deimos is just trying to hit super. He's trying to hit Super Saiyan level 2. So I got Super Saiyan level 1. My next spell is Super Saiyan level 2. That's my plan.
Kind of misshaped the picture of your cat, honestly.
Just so you guys know, I don't want to throw these guys at the orc army by themselves because we'll just lose them instantly.
Well,
Didn't work out so well.
can we ask the Haslin, the people from Haslin, but the people from Ospium, how long it would take them to get down? Because if they send us down there, if there's some sort of way we could even like delay this to where they get there, I know it's gonna be hard as shit, but
It's about a month march, but that's by marching.
shit.
And you do realize, you do remember that remember Darius arrived at Mistrala's borders with 3,000 troops and returned back there pretty quickly. Like he didn't march 2 months to get from Ospium up to Mistrala after you guys took the princess. He was there within a couple days.
Okay, I'm gonna give Darius a call then and ask him how does he move his army so quickly.
Airships and teleporting. That's the thing we need to do.
Okay.
We need to get airships. We need to make fleets of airships.
Okay, so you dial them up on your sending stones because you guys have given these all around to all your allies. You see Darius.
Bro with sending
you hear
stones.
You hear him. He says, "I'd wondered what you all were up to. It's been quite a bit of time. We've been busy on our end. There's lots going on in Erlin. What news have you for us?"
The dwarves may be wiped out again. We want to know how you move your army so fast, because it's a 2-month march from Ospium to Mistrala, but you were there within days. I remember.
Yes. We employ regularly a small contingent of mages who specialize in teleporting. But really, anyone capable of casting the teleport spell can aid. Honestly, it's through sheer number.
What's the largest force you can move? Guess. You move all 15,000 of your troops in an instant?
He does some quick math. He kind of thinks in his head a little bit. He says, "A move like that would take me about 2 days. It's similar to what we did when we transported the dwarven population that you evacuated from Vortum. Remember?"
How would that change your calculations if we added a force about 4,000?
He says,
Does the dragon people have
would add
quarters?
additional time. They don't. There are no magicians in the dragon cult.
No offense, but
He says it would add time.
much.
6-8 hours. But he says,
I said.
what? I can't hear you.
You go ahead first.
Oh, he says. Yes. But that's just the mages we have on hand, using the full academic power and arcane power of Ospium. There are, of course, other arcane power, other cities and other populations powerful enough to host arcane magics. If you want speed, if you want time, we just need more magicians.
Kind of like Mistrala.
Yeah. A little nudge, nudge, wink, wink from the DM right there.
Yeah, I know. He's just like, I'm pushing this on you as hard as I can.
Okay, I hang up on him and tell him or I don't hang up. I say I'll call him back, and then I hang up.
Oh, he says, one more thing. He goes, hurry. Things are growing difficult here. I have raised up. I have called in my whole. I have called in my whole army, and raised them up, and I am actively training more. I have 15,000 men in a standing army right now. I'm training up another 5,000. Could be ready in about a month's time. But we are getting increasing reports of dire activity on our eastern border.
You need magic weapons. Magic weapons.
The red beasts are pouring over our border, not in droves, but in increasing numbers daily. We have already evacuated some of our easternmost towns.
Okay.
All right, Darius says.
Here, I
over
said
and out.
message received and stuff like that. Okay, so then I talk to my group, and I've got a master plan. So just let me go through the whole thing before you interrupt. We transport the 15,000.
What was that?
Transport the 15,000.
Yeah.
We transport the 15,000 here, and then we get extra help from the Mistralan mages, and we transport the 19,000 that we have, the Dwarfen City, and we just tell she has to hold off for 3 days because it'd be 2 days to transport the 15,000. Transport the 19,000 with help from Astrala is what I think his calculations told me. But 3 or 4 days is all they have to hold off the Orc army running and
She's
such.
not going to be able to hold them off. She has no walls.
She
people.
just has to run for 4 days. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that we just get everyone in one spot, the 15,000 Aerolinians and the 4,000 Dragon Cultists, and then we mass teleport them to the battlefield, and then we mass teleport the non-combatants out. That's my plan. And I don't... and we deal with the marked ones as we deal with the marked ones.
So who are you expecting to do these teleporting?
Mages that Darius 100% told me he has, and help from Astrala. Not necessarily Magnus, but just what I don't know what type of teleportation it is, but
You want us to teleport there to get the mages to teleport to the doors, to teleport the door somewhere else? Yes, no, maybe, what?
He's saying to bring all the fighting forces down to support the dwarves. Pretty much what he's saying.
I think we're gonna lose another good portion of our army. Again.
yeah, again, the only problem is the marked ones, but we have to. And this isn't about defeating them at this point. It's about saving my people.
We need to save your
Alright.
people. We need to teleport them out. But we
So,
can't send an army against the dwarves or the orcs. Even with walls.
Never mind, I have
The
a new
army.
plan.
all right, hold on. Albrecht, you, I think you are very capable, and I trust you will get the armies there fast enough to help all of
I have an idea.
all of your people. But if the dwarves are going to have to run, I'm going to have to go there and help them while you get the rest of you
Idea.
get us the backup.
Idea. How many people can fit in our castle?
A few hundred.
If we had our castle,
Even if we filled it up like shoulder to shoulder, you know.
I don't think we even have our castle. It got destroyed in the war, didn't it? Or
Not
you
that
left
castle.
you left it with Aeland. Your actual castle in Hasselin?
no,
No,
like our
the
walking
mobile castle.
Walking castle. Yeah, a couple hundred. And
That's
you
all?
left the summoning device with Aeland in.
Yeah, we
Westfield.
don't have it right now.
That's probably gone as well.
Never mind.
I have a new, better plan that I think. instead of, because we know we can't, our armies, even if no matter how big we are, well, big enough. If we were like 100,000 versus their 23,000 plus marked ones, I'd actually have like our chances. But our army of 19,000 plus, I think it was like 6,000 dwarves, can't defeat. We know that we can't defeat the orcs with the marked ones. They're transporting everybody to, transporting the fighting force to the dwarves. Let's just transport all the teleporters to the dwarves to transport them away.
And okay.
I like where your head's at. That makes a lot of sense.
Max, there'll probably only be about,
Is that what I said?
I'm guessing no more than 50, which is you just need 5 people to teleport 50 people. So that's, I think, I'm going to, I'm not going to call him right back right now, but I think the plan should be, let's call Darius back. I'll ask him to run calculations for 50, or how many dwarves were there? 15,000 dwarves?
Mm-hmm.
About
14,000. Yeah, 14,000.
14,000. 14,000, and I'll ask him to factor in, say, how many teleporters do you think we can get from Mistrala?
You can call Mistrala too. We left him sending stones.
Before I make calls, I want to ask. I'm not making calls right now.
Oh, you're not?
I'm going to ask my companions what they think of my plan and what they think our total number of teleporters would be, including.
I like the plan. I have no idea on the teleporters. We should call Mistrala and ask them on that. But yeah.
Yeah, we should just... Maybe after this, we should just set that up as a regular way of getting people out, but mass teleport in and mass teleport out. That's our best plan. Because fighting is not going to win this.
So I'm going to give Liam a call. I don't want to call the temperamental alchemist, and I definitely don't want to call Tycho. So Liam, you guys think? Because I don't want to call Telephos either. Call.
Okay.
What about the old dude that makes the tea?
Cotintin. I'll call Cotintin.
No, don't call him. Don't call him.
Oh, okay.
I won't
Liam?
remember.
Liam then?
Alright.
Because I'm not hearing an objection.
Yes. Alberic,
I-
that's you.
Quick, what school of magic is teleportation?
What is it? It's
Just tell him you need
transformation.
teleports.
I think it's transmutation in it.
How the devil should I know?
Out of character, I was asking you.
Continue.
but no.
You just need a mass
Conjuration.
teleportation group to get over... How many dwarves was it? 15,000?
I'm calling Liam. Liam,
Well, you
I
didn't
want-
do anything.
I had an out of character question. I'm sorry. Liam, we need how many high level conjuration students do you have that are capable of casting high level teleport spells?
Just tell them what you need, not... Don't ask them that.
We have many, and that is what we are.
Because we're gonna need some of them to help evacuate an entire dwarven village of 14,000 from an orc horde that's led by Gromash's lieutenants.
Of course, it's simply done. We have been somewhat informed of the plight in Hasselin. We have not heard from you for a number of days, and we were unable to scry upon your location. Yes, but I'm confused. You want us to evacuate the dwarves from Hasselin? What? Is that what you are asking?
Or the help of your wizards, because if we combine the forces of the wizards from Mistrala with the wizards from Ospium, who are used to teleporting mass numbers because they teleport the army, we could do this in a mere matter of hours.
Of course we could. That's simple. But what are the people in Hasselin? You were going there to save the humans, the population. What, now you're caring for just dwarves?
The dwarf failed. He let all the humans die.
I'm not gonna try to beat around the bush or lie my way out of it. I said I don't know the status of the humans in Haslin at this point, but I know the status of my own kin and the dwarves, and I know that there are more of them alive at this point than there are humans. So that is where my concern is.
Yes. We should have just asked. We can see the whole city. The city of West Vane has fallen, indeed. Yes. The orcs slew some 40 or 50% of the population in their initial onslaught, as it was a massacre of incredible proportions. They have some number of the humans have fled. Some number have been indentured as slaves, and some number have been pressed into service in the army. Gromash himself has seen to it that they join him.
He's alive. Like he has an actual
Gromash.
physical body still.
Just recently, we were not able to view him for many days' time. But the population there is still quite numerous. The people are oppressed, and they are living in fear. What of them?
We will take care of them after we save the people who are about to be slaughtered. Because
To save the people who are about to be slaughtered, and ignore the people who are being slaughtered. I don't understand your approach. But we have the capability. We can marshal. We have been training and stepping up our Magnus program. We had 25 that came back from the fight. We have graduated 10 more into the Magnus tier. But beyond that, Telephos has seen fit to take 250 of our most advanced students and to train them in some regard for warfare. I cannot vouch to their effectiveness, and they are definitely not on the level of a Magnus. But we can field about 250 fully competent war mages.
Well, we're not necessarily looking for war mages. We just need people who can cast high-level teleport spells. That's all.
They would certainly be able to cast teleport.
It's a lot of number. Can I link Darius into this call?
It's at a conference call. Liam is saying that the ability of that Mistral would be able to wield far outstrips what Ospium would be able to, as far as teleportation. They could literally do in hours what you're asking. What Darius would take days to do.
They would be able to transport even Darius's army in the half time that Darius's army could transport Darius's army.
Yeah.
To know. So adding Darius's forces wouldn't cut the time significantly enough. What we really need is Mistral's forces. What you're telling me.
Just tell him
Yes.
to get the mages over there so we can do it.
Yes, I say, your mages, I will send you a signal via Sending Stone when we are personally with the dwarves, so that way your mages have something to latch onto.
Very good. We know of your location.
Location,
you
then
do
we
know
are.
that King Reginald Haas of Westvane is dead. Do you not?
Yeah, we do know that. Again, we'll take care of Haslin after this.
I bid you hurry. His wife and child are on the run. They are hiding at the moment, but they are quite in dire straits.
Do you know where they are?
They are within Westvane itself, hidden in a chamber beneath the palace.
Ooh, that's mission number 2. Well, if it's gonna take hours for all the teleporting and shit, you think I can do like a covert mission to try to retrieve them?
I think we should go do that and send the mages to go get the dwarves and send them somewhere else.
This may seem like a very stupid question, but I trust the competency of the Mistralan mages, right?
Yeah.
Because these
Yeah,
are my
sure.
people we're talking. Okay.
They're
So
all smarter than
I'll
you.
tell. Liam. Okay, well, I'll tell Liam. We can actually do a covert mission to rescue the what's left of the royal family of Westvane. But could you please evacuate the rest of my people, and evacuate them to Ospion? Does I say that
Yes.
again? Nods.
We are capable of doing so.
I say thank you very much. Whenever your mages are ready, I'm sure you have ways of making sure that they can get to where they need
Please
to be.
get it done before the night's end because the Orca army is about to kill them.
I will send
Now,
word to
take your
Telephos. I've already sent a message to him. We will move on it as soon as we possibly can.
Please
What a
keep us
sweet-
informed.
That's that too.
Very good.
You
I
okay
will.
with this, Elwin? Can we go? Can we go find the queen?
I'm gonna call Eloise first. I'm gonna say, "Hey, baby
Okay.
girl, I got some people coming for you and your friends."
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Give Darius a call to let him know he has an incoming 15,000 dwarfs that he needs to house outside of the city. There's an imminent threat of thrashers.
You as you call Eloise, you hear the sounds of combat behind her. Not a ton of combat. It's not like an army combat, but like a small skirmish. And it takes her a few seconds to respond. You hear her grunting, and you hear definitely like sounds of fighting going on. And she says, and then she catches in. She says, "Elwin," she says, "please tell me you have some word for us. The orcs, they're arriving. We've just managed to take out one of their scouting parties, but it won't be long."
Yes, it's gonna take a few hours for the help to get there, but
Hours.
yes,
Hours.
are they on you? On you? Like, is there no time?
She says, "Very soon." She says, I believe we saw the front part of their vanguard right here. I have my people positioned in around a hillside. We might be able to hold for some time, but if they've come in the numbers that they struck Westvane with, we will not last long.
Okay. Please hold. I'm gonna relay the information, especially to Albert, and I'm gonna say, you know what, royal family's gonna have to wait. We need to go help them until the rest of the people get there, and teleport them away, and then from there we can go get the family from Westbane.
But I do say I don't think it'll take Telephos hours to get there. I think it'll take him at tops an hour.
Yeah, that's still 1 hour that they need our help.
So I agree.
Yeah, in
Okay.
a fight like
You-
that, all of like
Did
50.
you realize though that the royal family will be dead in that hour?
For the past couple
You
of
don't have
days.
to come.
I'm just saying. This is probably going to be a one or the other thing.
Well, you gotta think about it. Okay, we gotta be weighing the odds here. I mean,
I'm okay with
obviously
it.
we like the king. He was a pretty cool guy, but 2 royal family members dying compared to thousands and thousands of orcs. I mean, of dwarfs.
I kind of give
Fuck the
Davis
orcs.
a dirty look. They've been alive for the past 2 weeks in this hideout. I think they can last another hour.
Oh no! I'm not thinking about it. I'm just thinking about like who has the higher chance of living. Right now, the dwarfs are either gonna get fucking killed, or we have still a chance of the people living like another couple hours or a day.
Well, this opinion is based off our DM special abilities of, oh yeah, you're fucked over.
Yeah, I know, but
And you
That's the best
you have to give him a little bit more credit than that. I think if he even told of this, there's a chance that we can get this done. And plus, our priorities should be with the greater good, which is more people.
Hey guys, I just got out. I need to send a quick email report of what happened through my shift, and I'll be right back in like 5 minutes.
cool.
But yeah,
But yeah.
I'll do whatever. But I'm just
Oh yeah, I'm down for whatever.
I'm just telling you that this. I think that the royal family might end up dead at the end of this if we choose the dwarves. I'm just saying. Don't be surprised.
Anything that Minnesota's at us. So
Okay. So are you guys going? You teleporting to the dwarves?
helping them hold off the orc army as long as they can. If we see an opportunity to pick off a marked one, we're going to do it.
Okay.
So I assume Elwyn is going to teleport us, plus the dragon girl and what's his name?
And
And we're gonna
Antares?
send
Antares with you?
yeah, and we're gonna send the dragons to dragon people. What are they called? Dragonborn.
The Dragonborn?
That dragon.
Send them to oh fuck, I can't remember the name of the city. But we're gonna send the dwarves, same place. Because I think that should be our stand point.
To Ospian.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't you guys agree?
Yes,
That's
I agree
probably
with
going to
that.
be the big battlefield. We're going to have orcs on one side and a Trask on the other.
I hope we
Might
take
have
care of
that.
the orcs before the Tarrasque that's there.
No, we'll
I
do
hope
both.
you did too.
We'll do one thing. We'll do it like that.
I
I
hope
had
you
the
guys
Were
do too.
Tarrasque on the other.
We can do it.
Alright. Alright. One
The
second
Zodius
here.
above us.
1 second here.
We'll march, have the Dragonborn march to Ospium, so that way we can not worry about them getting there can warn Darius at a different time and actually have a conversation with him about it, because he may not be comfortable with 4,000 Dragonborn flocking near Ospium.
It's going to be like a month before they get there, so it doesn't matter.
They
We
were
have
there
time.
before. The dwarves were there before, and the
We're talking about the
Dragonborn
Dragonborn.
probably handle. Yeah. I don't know. That's gonna be necessarily a huge deal.
Well, they do have, what's his face?
Who? Oh, the blue
Warrant
guy.
Officer. Yeah. No, he was white, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, you might be right. The guy that stole my eye.
Oh,
He stole my eye,
Wayne.
that bastard. Yeah, is Wayne here? Did he show up with the call?
He did not.
Well, fuck, he sucks as a dragon.
But yeah, we should have some good footing there with a Wayne there, but what?
Wait. Will Wayne have a problem with the dragon cult?
He thinks they're a myth,
don't
doesn't
know.
he?
That is an evil GM laugh saying that
he
shit's
knows
gonna
about
go
them.
down.
He's the one who told Ellen about them.
I thought he
What did he tell?
they were a myth.
What did he tell Elwyn? Can you remind us?
He told them about that they're vicious, they were bloodthirsty, they were responsible for the deaths and almost extermination of the red Dragonborn entirely, and it all came from the genocidal tendencies that dragons used to have.
So he doesn't like.
He's gonna have to suck it up because they're a force of 4,000 strong, which is pretty dang. So that's all I got to say to him.
Okay, I'm trying to set this up here. So you guys, so Elwyn just settles in. He gets teleport to right where Eloise is.
Knowing him, he probably drops right on top of her.
Yes, always. How you're
Okay,
going to
alright.
introduce Lifeblood, even though you haven't introduced him yet. 'cause-
It depends on how you know his character is yet. He's got to tell me what the character's background is first.
It's a dwarf.
We've just started talking about a character.
You gotta have an idea.
I have an idea, but I don't know.
Nothing that you can probably introduce him with yet.
Yeah, nothing yet. Alright, so you guys plop in right around here. So
It's just a blank thing for me.
you see the parchment?
Yeah, just that's all.
Yeah, it's a blank parchment kind of thing. All right, so you guys kind of pop down in here. It's kind of like a fairly open plain that you guys are in. Behind you are nestled several sets of rolling hills. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And
We take Antares with us.
oh, you're asking Antares to go with you? Antares says, "We're going. Are we fighting the marked ones?"
Indeed.
Fighting the army of the marked ones. Hopefully they might show up.
So, our goal is to strike a decisive blow.
Mostly to hold them off.
Our goal at
Hold
this time
them
is to
off,
evacuate.
You say.
Yeah, they're running down a large number of dwarves.
What do I care about dwarves?
Assassinate
It's
one of
just a
them,
fight
be
and
my
kill
guest.
I agreed to help you kill the marked ones and destroy
That's
the
cool.
orc army threat.
It's alright, he's scared. Let's go.
The marked ones will probably be there. I honestly hope not, but they'll probably be.
And if they are there,
You wanna come or not?
intend to fight. If you intend to fight them, then I will come. If you intend to turn tail and run, I have better things to do.
If they show up, we're gonna kill them.
Then I will join you.
Okay, let's get your butt over here.
Okay.
Owen, did you see my text? Or my message?
Oh, okay. I just saw it. Actually, I'm aiming right for her.
Alright.
I'm
So
expecting less, so...
You guys drop in. Right there, you teleport around, right around there. Elwin, go ahead and roll me your D20 check. No, you don't. You land on the opposite side, and Albrecht is closer to Eloise than you are when it all comes down like that. It's like this. Spread out like this.
No,
No, you're not on top of her. All right. So as you guys
Feel
drop
good
in,
for anybody.
the first thing you notice is that she's standing there with multiple other dwarves. There are dwarves all around, like a couple dozen, and they just engaged in battle. A lot of the dwarves are wounded, but around on the ground there's about a dozen corpses of orcs. It's about 12 orcs, 12 dwarves, and the orcs are dead. A couple dwarves are dead, and there's some wounded. So they've won this battle. All right, so you guys jump in. Eloise says, "Hi, I didn't know you would arrive so fast."
Well,
Yeah,
when one
I point
screams
to-
and
Okay.
To Ellen, I say, that's the power of your boyfriend over there. As I shake her hand in a very militaristic manner. We're both Sigmas, so.
She says, "Well, I'm glad for it. Have you come with help?"
Help you hold them off until the help can arrive, but they shouldn't be more than, I would guess, 15 minutes, honestly.
Okay. What's the plan? Are we gonna fight?
Once we get here, once the help gets here, the plan is to evacuate everybody because marked ones exist.
I have not seen any of them, but it's apparent they must be in the area. Okay.
Mosh is still alive. I forgot to mention that one.
I heard he is. and over the hill, you see an arrow flies by, just catching behind the right past where she was. It actually embeds itself in the chest of a dwarf that was standing by her, and the dwarf collapses over and doubles over. And you look, and come charging over the hillside is a small division of orcs, just barreling down the hill, this kind of ramp towards you. All right, so initiative rolls. Go.
Small division.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it. Don't listen to me. Bonus action in before we roll initiative?
No.
Like as the arrow flies past? The activation
As the
word
arrow
on my
flies
shield.
past. I don't think so.
Bonus actions, okay. That's
I
alright.
teleported us, right? So I can mark the spell.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. So as I do, Eloise is the first to react. She swings around here. 2, 3, 4, 5. She charges forward. She lets out a battle cry, and she tosses a couple hatchets in the direction of a couple of these orcs. Oh, she kills them. Okay, and you see the front 2 orcs just fall over dead. Alright, but the back ones are definitely moving their way in to fill in the gap. And the orcs all start charging in here. They begin moving forward. The front row gets their attacks off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Okay, so I'm making javelin attacks. A couple of them go at Eloise. One hits her. And then a few of them go at Elwyn. Okay, and the last 2 go towards, we'll call it Deimos. Alright, so you guys are dodging, you know, like you're seasoned combatants. The javelins fly over your heads. Albrick, you're up.
I'm going to say the command word for my shield as it begins to hover around me. And that's a bonus action, right? Hope that's a bonus action.
Yes.
And I am going to charge in a number, I think it's 10. And I'll get all my special stuff.
Okay.
I charge and I hit things.
So you see a fairly ordinary looking orc warrior, right in your face. He's taller than you, but you're definitely the more seasoned combatant and the more powerful individual. You see just a shimmer of doubt flicker through his eyes as you approach.
So I got all my stuff applied.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and my thing is not activated, so I'd use this one. Let's see here. That was all my movement, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, I have 5 more feet of movement technically.
Okay.
Move into this square here. Would Orc 24 be within range? Because he's technically half in, half out.
Sure.
Because then I will use my second attack to target him.
Okay.
And I didn't move 15 feet in a straight line again, so I only get my reckless attack, which is already activated. So just the regular attack. Twice. They're all hits, it looks like. So. And that kills him as well. That's all I got because I'm out of movement. But technically, I would have another attack because of my Great Weapon Master feat action, so I wouldn't. Never mind.
Yeah,
That's all I
but there's no one in range. So you come charging in, and the first two orcs that come over the hill that hit you run into, you just cut them straight down. They just drop in like a heap in front of you. Okay.
Is around me.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll make a free taunt action.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotta go, Deimos?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had like a 15-hour day today, and I didn't get time
That's
to
fine.
take a nap for this. I should be good. They just pretty much get new products out before Christmas, so
Oh,
that
nice.
fun shit.
Nice.
By the way,
Nice.
the new Xboxes are pretty fucking sweet, even though they won't release them. But I'll see you guys. I'm sorry about that.
All right. Have a good night.
Later, man. I fell asleep
Okay.
like on the keyboard last night during his game.
During his game, does
Yeah.
it meet late?
No, but I had a long day. I usually don't work Sundays, and yeah, my new schedule sucks balls.
Bummer. All right. On Antares' turn, you just see him just kind of like stand up there, looking at these invading orcs, and for the first time since a year and a half ago, you hear the crack of gunfire. 3 rapid shots, pop, pop, pop. You know, just like bang, bang, bang.
First time for me.
In rapid succession. Yeah, so it's first time for you. I mean, I shouldn't even have to roll these. He has a extremely high hit, but just for the sake of seeing natural ones.
Equals his level. That's pretty.
What?
His plus equals his level. Plus attack to attack.
Yeah. Okay. He just like what? And just just almost haphazardly, just like oh yeah, he just rattles off 3 rounds real quick, and drops several of them as they come charging at you. All right. The next row is gonna come up and advance forward here, and this time more javelins get thrown. I'll roll. Let's see here. At Albric. So 1 hit on you. And Elwyn. No hits on Elwyn. Alright, Elwyn, your turn.
Alright, I'm not going to target all of them, so I won't take all the fun. I'm going to get like the lower left flank of these dudes in a nice little crispy fireball.
Okay. Fire rips through the air. There's a burning inferno as orcs. You hear the orcs screaming and shouting and yelling. And they all just kind of burn up and collapse to the ground.
I'll fly over and stand in front of her.
Okay. Alright. Deimos' turn. He's gonna just hobble forward his movement speed and call it good. Euphemia, you're up.
I'm just gonna ask Light to breath them. Do a flyover breath.
Okay. He acknowledges
And
what
when
you
he
just
does-
asked. And
When he does, I'll strike anyone that gets by him as a
okay,
reaction.
because your and Light's initiative is actually just about the same. So he flies over, and he's gonna do a swoop right across this direction here, like this. All right. So Light.
If I
is
see any
going
one of
to-
them survive his attack, I'm gonna hit it with like a ranged attack with my cantrip.
Okay. So as you guys fly over, he just blazes the place over in frigid ice breath. Okay, and that's your
So can I attack? Or
Oh, those
11
guys
with
are dead,
my
actually.
cantrip.
They all died. They all died. So you fly through the center like this.
But yeah, but can I use my ability to hit Orc 11?
Yes.
So.
That would be a crit. Alright, Orc 11 blows up. His life just being sucked out of him as you cast Chilling Touch.
That's all.
Alright, Albrecht, we're back up to the top. Your turn. So there's just the 4 remaining orcs. They just kind of pause.
Only 3 remaining orcs. As I take my
4.
first swing.
Oh.
Let's see here. Oh. Attack. And then this turn, I will use my bonus action to activate the flame on my sword. So, I don't know.
That's a crit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you instant death him. What does that look like? How do you
To
kill that
this
orc?
guy. I basically, as I slice, like I hit his neck, because of my strength, I basically just slice all the way through him, and since my sword is on fire, he just begins to burn up. Goes through his body.
Okay.
My second attack. Good, that's right. And since I move 15 feet in a straight line, all my shit applies. Attack. And since he's dead, I will use my Greater Weapon Master feat to use... Oh, I used my bonus action already. Never mind. But I'll still move forward to block him up in combat.
Okay.
Face.
Alright, so you go tearing through the few remaining orcs. The last 2
What's up?
remaining orcs. Alright, the orc in front of you, Albrecht, is going to try to stab you with his great axe. Crits you. Or chop you with his great axe. Hacks into you. You flinch a little bit. And he turns around and runs. Drops his great axe and runs.
Opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. The other orc just drops his weapon. He just turns around and starts running away. His full movement speed at plus dash that way. So we're talking 60 feet that direction. And
Can I chase him, fly him down? Burn him alive?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't want him to escape. We don't need anyone getting away.
okay, so there's a hill that he rises over the top of it. This direction. So as he's running, he's about to crest over to the other side of the hill. So you're gonna chase after him.
I'll get as close as possible, then I'll throw out a Chilling Touch, which I have like a 60-foot, I think.
Is it 60 foot?
Is that no, it's 120.
120 feet. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So you get from where you are.
Okay, that's what I'll do then.
All right. Okay. And as you see him, crest over the top of the hill, your Chilling Touch. Nah, it did heavy damage to him. Grip him on the back, and he see him stumble slightly, and he still hobbles a few feet forward.
Okay, then I'll have Light go after him.
Okay. As you flap your wings as Light flaps his wings to give chase, you hear one more crack of gunfire. As from back there where he is, and Thierry's saber just like cracks up, just like splits open the back of his head, and the orc just stumbles over to the other side of the.
Not surprised,
Of
but
the
I'll have light go straight up, and I'll try to get an eagle view of the world over that hill, see if there's anything else coming.
Real quick. Euphemia, you don't
Yes.
have any hit points left.
I've been saying that since like when we started.
Status is
She should
dying.
be at full. I don't know how that happened.
And you were also targeting yourself, by the way.
I don't know how I'm targeting myself. I never targeted myself.
It happens.
It's weird.
Just random clicking and stuff. But yeah, apparently you've been at 0 hit points since Elwin's been done with his work. So when we were still on Mount Chikaris.
Oh, even since before, like when we first logged in.
Huh? I might have done that by accident.
I'm
was,
still targeting myself. What the hell?
Just kill off Euphemia, and we didn't notice.
So Euphemia, as you crest over the hill, you rise up. Light flaps his wings and goes up vertically, like 15-20 feet up into the air, and your vision goes over the edge of this hillside, and you see an orc army coming
The
your
whole
way.
army?
It looks like a pretty big army. You hear and it stretches, fairly far back. We're talking tens of thousands of over 20,000 orcs heading your direction in marching formation, similar to what you remember seeing when looking through the observation deck, except this is a first-hand view. And you do see a couple of these huge stone golems moving along with them, just bashing the ground with their footsteps. You would guess they're about a half mile off.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go back down and bye everyone and just yell out that they're coming.
Okay, so we're out of initiative right now. What are you guys doing?
And I'm gonna have her tell her army to get her dwarves moving, running in
Okay.
the opposite direction.
All right. She says, "Aye, I shall." And she and her dwarves start running, sprinting off in this direction. Okay. Now the hillside where the dwarves have been hiding is several hundred yards away. So she starts running and she'll get there in a couple minutes. Okay.
I'm gonna pick up the sending stone and call the priest mage guy and ask him how long until he can get the mages in here to start teleporting people out.
Just call Telephos directly. I didn't call him originally because I thought he was still out of it. I didn't realize he was back up on his feet.
I'm still gonna
That's
go
been 2
with
weeks,
my-
so he's
what Riddle
recovered.
said.
All right, so you're gonna talk to
So I'm
the.
gonna call him the priest guy since he's the one that we told to do it.
All right. He says, "Hello. Oh, yes. You suppose you are requesting a status
Update now.
Well, it's been 5 minutes. He says, "We've begun to mobilize. The mages are starting to appear." And and you can tell he's not inside the chapel. He's outside at the foot of the spire. You hear the sound of a couple teleportations as mages like blink into existence around him. The call has been made. Our full contingent of mages should arrive before Telephos sends us all to the location you supplied us.
How long would it take that orc army to cross this hill?
They're a half mile away from you right now, so moving at a fairly quick pace. Let's see, how long does it take to go? Half a mile. Call it
In an
5
hour,
minutes.
you can go 3 miles.
You'll start seeing them at the top of beginning to rise over the hillside in 5 or 10 minutes.
Tell him that he's got 5 to 10 minutes or we're all gonna die.
All right.
How far are we
Liam
from
says-
the Dwarf Village? My bad.
The dwarves are about 300 yards behind you, 400 yards behind you.
5 to 10 minutes.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
Mile out or something.
All right. Liam says, "We will make all haste." Okay.
Yeah, hang up.
All right.
Is there any way
The
we can
sound-
make like walls or something? You know, slow them down.
The walls you can make like wall of force and wall of frost and stuff. I think they have limited size, like 120 feet.
Well, I'm asking Elwin mostly.
I got a wall of fire.
Well, do you have a wall big enough to stop an army?
I don't think so. Let me check.
Don't you have a wall of ice spell, Euphemia?
Yeah, but it's not a wall of stopping a fucking army or a golem.
Yeah, true. How far are the golems away? They're like in the middle of the army,
Yeah,
whereas
in the middle
the
of the
front's
back.
like,
Yeah.
60 feet long.
yeah, that's not. I don't think we have a good wall.
Can you meteor them from here?
Meteor storm.
I can, yes.
Make a gorge?
Spell.
No,
Uh,
slow them down.
I can slow him down.
Make a gorge. Use meteors. Just destroy the land in front of them.
Okay, I
4 different
get
points. Yeah.
40
different
foot
points in a
radius.
40-foot radius sphere. You can cover a fair amount of space. You know.
Make sure you get as much as the front grouping of the orcs as possible. We need to slow them down as much as possible.
I'll
Out of
fly
game.
up in the air and line up my meteor swarm.
Okay.
To get the front line of orcs. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna catch like a big chunk of them because it's 4 40-foot radius spheres.
I'll follow Elwin too, and I'll give him a bardic inspiration, anything I can do to help. And I'll keep an eye out just in case, because this is probably going to send up a massive layer of, hey, look at me, target, kill me.
Alright, so I'm going to clear off your guys's... So I'm going to rearrange the map right now, so we're changing what the map looks like, and it's no longer just a small battlefield. Alright, so now this is a very large map. Make the grid much smaller. Okay. So you guys are kind of over here, not to scale, obviously. Right? Eloise is running back towards her village. The orcs are coming in from the other side. And
Might
we
just
got...
real quick.
Yo. What?
I made a note in the notes section just of the number of enemies I killed, so that way when I get to up to 1,000.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
So it'll be 4 of those, like that big.
Okay. Alright, so you're beginning to see the first few units. Each one of these things that you're seeing here is roughly the size of the group that you just killed. So 25 orcs, right, as they come charging over this direction here. Alright, so wait, Owen, draw your circle again. So remember, this is not to scale.
So would you say like half of it?
Yeah, we'll call it half.
So 4 of these?
Yes. Yeah. So remember, there's more this way and there's more this way. So you basically carpet bomb this whole front area, like, with a bunch of them, right? Like over here, and down there. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, like the
So-
line across that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, go ahead and, I mean, if you want
Is
to,
there
you
any
can go ahead and
way-
target all these here.
Is there any way we can like, add another spell into that might change the terrain? Like stone shape or
You
something?
You
Extra
can
power?
cast a spell. Combine the spell.
Yeah, I don't have any. I was thinking more like doing like a dual cast of something to change the way the spell works. To do a little bit more damage to the terrain. making it like difficult terrain.
If you wanna, let's see here.
I will use up sorcery points to fuel the fusion of our magic, if you like. Just tell me how many.
Well, see, the thing is, you're casting a 9th level spell.
Yeah, it's already.
So if you wanted to meld your strength with his to cause that effect, it'll cost you your 9th level spell slot also to do an equivalent effect.
What kind of a result would I get?
I'll say if you cast, let's say, Stone Shape or something. What do you have?
Stone shape is the only thing I see that would affect terrain in that way.
Yeah, let's say
That's
you
what I was
cast.
looking at.
So I mean,
Or
you
I could
cast
do
Stone
wall
Shape
of
at
ice.
9th level. To homebrew
How
an effect
is-
like this, I
Stone
mean,
Shape.
it's within the realm of possibility. You could just cast Stone Shape at 9th level, and Elwyn, if you burn, I don't know. Let's see how many sorcery points you have. Half your sorcery points to meld the two together. I'll say you can get a pretty dramatic effect.
Okay, I'll do it.
And I'll burn up 10
Nice
sorcery
spell
points.
gun.
Alright,
so Elwyn,
and
go
you said
ahead
target all
and-
of these, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get them plus the ones above this direction and some in this direction too.
Burn.
Ooh, ho, 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 ho.
Okay, so as your meteor swarm comes down, it's this titanic, very very apocalyptic looking thing as 4 large burning balls of flame come hurling out of the sky, and simultaneously as that happens, you trigger your sorcery points to enhance the magical ability, and Euphemia unleashes a wave of bardic arcane energy as well, channeling it through the meteors, and you can see them the meteors themselves begin to harden, and instead of breaking up in the atmosphere like they normally would, it's like their core becomes more solid and dense. It's almost as if they're falling faster, even. And they plummet and they strike the ground with a monumental force, ripping up stone, huge explosions, bursts of rock and debris everywhere. Your vision in front of you guys is both completely clouded, even though you're both floating a couple hundred feet up in the air. There's a huge dust cloud that gets burst up. You can see beyond the dust cloud, over the dust cloud, on the other side, that you've halted the whole movement, the whole forward progression of the army. Everyone is stopping as the meteors came down and darkened the sky just for a split amount of time. The whole front leading edge of this army is consumed in the meteor shower, and this whole area, like right here, this whole area, like right around here, like this, is ripped out of the ground. It becomes like almost like a gorge. You're guessing some 30 or 40 feet deep, as the meteors themselves just like rip the ground up. And on the other side, so back past this way here, so we'll just call it, just for the sake of visibility here, so if that's the gorge, right, you start seeing more of these orcs beginning to gather up on the other side of the gorge. Okay, like that.
I high-five Euphemia. That was cool.
Yeah, you've definitely stopped the forward progression of the army. They're gonna have to go around.
I'm not gonna-
What?
I was gonna say I'm not gonna high five him, but I'm gonna have light high five him. Because I'm
Okay.
still riding light.
Okay. Since you have to go around, so their whole group is gonna have to go around. Elwyn. as the dust clears and you're looking at your handiwork of this huge gorge that's been carved out, and you see the edge of the army, the front row of the army just like caught in disarray. You see a few orcs just tumble off and fall down into the gorge itself, actually, landing 30 or 40 feet down below, with their bodies broken on the sharp, jagged stones. Still, the bottom is burning hot with the intensity of the impact of these flaming, basically asteroids. The edges begin to peel off a little bit as they figure out that they can go around it, but it's definitely going to slow down their progression. When you're observing all this happen, and a blast of energy just whizzing right by your head. You can see just like a core of focused light just like zip right by your head.
It's Magneto, run! Or fly.
Do I see where it came from?
Yeah, hovering over the army is Daimium. Having seen you, he had targeted you, but you were able to narrowly, by narrowest of margins, avoid the core of his attack. Although your AC is still at. Yeah, you're gonna have to burn another spell slot for that.
Yeah, I will. I did.
Okay.
How far away is he?
Huh? On the other side of the gorge, floating above the army.
Feet. How many feet?
So call it 120 feet. $40 yards, yeah. Actually, probably a little bit longer since he missed, so let's call it 60, 180 feet. That's why he missed.
I want to make a challenging gesture, like with like a finger, and then we're gonna fly back down to everyone else and tell them when the marked one's just coming. Hopefully coming.
He begins to float in your general direction, heading forward. And you hear, by now, you hear the drums and the huge stomps and the Urukai kind of rhythmic smashing of shield and sword as the army begins to catch up to the front pack, and they're beginning to condense on the other side of this gorge. It's getting pretty intense. They're shouting, they're screaming. You can see the bloodlust in their eyes. But at this point, Eloise she's kind of a small speck on the horizon. She's reached her the foothills of the dwarven encampment.
Want to tell Deimos to get a gate spell ready, and then I'm going to say, Euphemia, maybe you could use your newfound powers to and then reappear next to Daimium when he gets here, and then attempt to grab him as Deimos cascade behind you to your magical. Oh wait, we have to set up the.
You're going beyond what we can do right now.
Forgot about the mansion part of this.
Okay.
You can say
Terry's gonna
certain
say.
people. You can say certain people can't enter the mansion, right?
Yep. Anyways, I think we should just fight. I'm gonna tell Antares about the metal guy that controlled metal is coming. So if your bullets or gun is made out of metal, he can probably crush them. Just to warn you.
And Terry says, "I've never heard of such an ability, but I'll take
These
it
guys-
into consideration."
These guys, their abilities were given to them by like ancient gods, so they're slightly weaker than they used to be. But yeah, they're weird.
I understand. All right. So literally, on the other side of this great divide, the orc army is beginning to sneak around the edges of it. So we're gonna zoom out again. Okay. So if this is where you guys are, I'll just, for dramatic effect. All right. So So this is where you guys are. The gorge kind of looks like this, right? That you guys tore up in the ground. The orc army is gathering up around here like this. They're spread out, but as a whole they were between this point and this point. Imagine I just backfilled this whole back area with more orcs. Right? The ones on the edge start peeling around to come around to loop around. So you've definitely bought lots of time. There's stone golems and stuff along the side, and you see Daimium floating above the army. You can't really hear him. He's far enough away that you can't hear him, and you can't hear him talking. But you definitely gather that the force of Gromash's militaristic strength has been brought to bear in this general direction.
Is Ashok here?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask Ashok to shoot him with his holy arrow of fuck you.
I think that should be the new official name for that.
You
Put
want
that
Ashok to
on
snipe
the
What?
So you want Ashok to snipe him?
Yeah.
think
Okay.
just to be safe so he doesn't get healed by woe before he gets here and we waste that snipe, he should wait until he's about,
I want to
say,
because he's probably going to step back there and let the orcs come over the gorge. If we
Flip
shoot
him off.
now, he might come at us directly. If he attacks us now, it's good for us. If he waits, it's bad for us.
Hold on. Didn't Midas say he was coming towards us after you flipped him off?
Don't think he did. Did
So
you?
Daimium, here I'll put Daimium on the map. Daimium is like right here.
He's really, really small.
Yeah. The grids are small. Alright?
What was he? Did he start flying towards Euphemia after Euphemia flipped him off, or did
He had fired from back here, and he's been floating steadily in this direction.
So I still think
So-
Ashok should shoot him.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
About how
He gets
high
healed
in
by
the air
Will.
is he?
About as high as you are. But actually not terribly high. He's probably floating 40 or 50 feet above the army.
Okay, and how far away from him are we?
You guys are about 160 feet from him. So we'll
Okay.
call this 160.
Where is Ashok, by the way?
He had to take some medication today. It said it knocked him out. I don't know what it was. Like he was sick or something.
Okay.
Ashok is on the map here.
Anyways,
I'll make
shoot
you
him.
guys smaller.
I want to make this big. Fire the cannons. Gesture with my sword.
Alright. Ashok is going to target Daimium.
Please don't. Oh, Euphemia, you should, start singing to give people advantage or something.
Oh, and you know what I'll do too?
Okay.
Fireball
I
has a
have
range of
advantage.
150, so I'll explode it like at range, and that should catch him if he's 160 away.
Okay.
Just to piss him off
Ashok
more.
makes his attack.
Advantage because Euphemia's singing. You still can get
Euphemia, did you
crit.
do your battle song?
Yeah.
Okay.
But 22 still
First one
hits.
hits.
Oh.
On Daimium, yeah. Yeah, Daimium doesn't have crazy, what's it called? Armor.
See.
So Ashok is going to burn his... he's not injured. Yeah, just Divine Snipe.
Holy shit, that's a nice roll.
Yeah, it's a really good roll.
Of us. What? I really do.
Dude,
My
if somebody else has something that can hit him from that range, do it.
Of your beams.
Alright, so
I shot a
Ashok
fireball off.
fires this brilliant blast of divine energy from his bow. It's like a rocket propelled grenade almost, just blasting off, or like a railgun, like a railgun. It punches straight through Daimium's bubble, and you can see it crunch into him. At the same time, Elwyn, you unleash a fireball that blows up in his direction. When the light and the fire and flame clears, you see that he's still there, heavily injured. Pretty much he had just stayed alive because of his bubble. It knocks off 30 points of damage from each attack. But he's like on the bleeding edge of dying right now.
Is he rethinking his life decisions?
Or Elwyn, out of curiosity, what happens to be the range of your special beams?
Please stand by.
Because if it's 100 and feet, you probably have enough movement to get within range.
600 feet.
That might be a good option to use. I would do some.
Hold on. I think I have one more thing so I don't waste
quickly.
that.
Yeah, you guys are definitely you guys have taken your actions.
Did I see
Quigley.
it quickly?
Yes, you did. Quigley has leapt over the gorge, landed here,
I'm gonna yell.
and has begun running in your direction.
And Tara, shoot the flying one. Damn it.
With anything that's not metal.
And then you guys realize at the same time that the other marked ones have begun to emerge from the mix of the army.
Is the big orc Gormash there?
He's in the back,
Yep, right there.
and woe is.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you, and an army coming your way. All right. Next week we'll start at this section right here.
Can I make a suggestion?
You can try.
What if our new player is Quigley? I'm just saying.
Well, he'll be mind slave to Gromash right now.
Ah,
So this will be pretty interesting. Yeah, this will be quite interesting.
Hey, before we finish it today, can Antares try to shoot that one guy? Maybe get one of them down today?
Who? Daimium?
Daimium? Yeah. Does he
Antares
reach?
fires 3 times. He can. It's at the very edge of his range, but he fires 3 times. But you see sparks fly off as his bullets are completely negated by the magnetic
don't
shield.
you? Don't
Okay.
use metal bullets. Don't want to do anything else.
Alrighty.
All right.
This was cool.
All right. Okay. So
I don't
you
see
guys
the little.
have
Oh,
behind
there it
you.
is. Skull Thumper.
You guys
What do you
have
think?
the back where the dwarves are located. The mages are going to be teleporting in soon as well. All right, and they'll be with the intent of evacuating the dwarven people. And that's what you guys had set up, I believe. Yeah, and you had sent the Dragonborn back up north to Ospium, and it'll take them a while to get there, like a month and a half.
A month and a half.
And King
that
Darius,
mountain.
yeah, and King Darius.
We can
is
deal with the
still,
Dragonborn later.
Yeah, and King Darius is still amassing his army and is handling stuff in Ospium. Westvane itself is greatly damaged. Half the
Occupied
population is
territory.
dead. You guys do see that several of the regiments of soldiers marching in your direction here are humans pressed into service from Westvane. So he's bolstered his numbers in the time since you. So he lost 7,000 orcs in the first battle, but he's replaced them with a number of several thousand humans.
That's the army
Okay.
versus army, but I don't like the marked ones.
Well,
And like I said, this is all filled in with army. All right. So just so you know, for battle tomorrow or next week, this is all army.
If we had the full Ostium army, plus the full Dwarf army, plus all of the Magnus, plus the Dragonborn army, I would like our chances of army versus army. Throw the marked ones in the mix, I don't like our chances of army versus army.
All right. So I'll see you guys next
Elwin,
week.
I'm thinking, Elwin, I'm thinking you launch 2 giant bolts at him. See if you can drop him out of the sky, and then we make sure that the evacuation is started, and then we head to Westfane to save the royal family.
after a long rest.
All right.
Anyways,
Alrighty.
that's
And then you
Alright,
said
guys.
this was you're the one who
Thanks.
said this was time sensitive, so
Well, this will. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
because
I'm not like
there's
you.
some
I
time
don't run
stuff.
in super late.
The orcs are coming around the edges,
And
and the mages are teleporting in.
I don't know how you think it worked out today. That's probably the way it's gonna be, like for now until I get my schedule changed again. Like the first 2 hours of game time, I might be like in and out, in and out.
That's fine. Were you able to at least follow along with what was going on?
Oh yeah. I actually only had to like step away 3 times. One of them was like for 20 minutes the longest because I had one of my dudes that was stuck. But yeah, it was really quiet. So hopefully it's
Okay.
like that every Monday night.
Yeah, that should be fine. And the I mean, if we're doing a fight, you know, your turn only comes up
I'll
once
just
in a
keep
while,
an eye.
so maybe
Yeah.
it should all work out.
Mhm.
Cool.
All right, cool.
I think that'll
All
work
right,
fine.
all right. I'll see you guys next week.
Schmidt
All right, catch you guys next week.
Later.
Take care. Have a good one.